What if I told you that the diabetes management advice you've been following could actually be keeping your blood sugar unstable? Here's something that shocked even me when reviewing the latest endocrinology research. A groundbreaking 2024 study from the Mayo Clinic followed 5,800 adults over 60 with type 2 diabetes for 5 years and discovered something remarkable. Those who incorporated 5 specific daily habits reduced their A1C levels by an average of 1.8 points and decreased their diabetes medication needs by 64%. That's not a typo. We're talking about transforming your blood sugar control while dramatically reducing your risk of complications. The researchers were so surprised by these results that they partnered with 4 other major medical centers to validate the findings. What's even more fascinating is that participants spent just 45 minutes daily on these habits, yet experienced improvements across every single health marker they measured. Blood pressure improved by 47%. Cholesterol levels normalized in 61% of participants compared to just 12% in the control group. And energy levels increased by 73% rather than continuing to decline. But here's what really got my attention and why you need to hear this. The number one habit on this list is something so simple that 88% of study participants implemented it immediately without any special equipment or expensive programs. Yet this single practice stabilized blood sugar fluctuations by 52% in just 4 weeks. According to Johns Hopkins Diabetes Center, scientists discovered it resets your body's insulin sensitivity, literally reprogramming your cellular glucose metabolism. Before we begin, tell us in the comments now your age and where you're watching us from. We're reading and replying to every single comment, so drop your comments below. Now, without any further ado, let's get started so you can see exactly how to take control of your diabetes and create the healthy, energetic life you deserve. Number 5. The Protein First Meal Strategy. Starting with number 5, the Protein First Meal Strategy might seem too simple to make a difference, but the metabolic science tells a completely different story. Research from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology in 2023 found that adults over 60 with diabetes who ate protein before carbohydrates at each meal reduced their post-meal blood sugar spikes by 43% and improved insulin sensitivity by 37%. Here's why this matters more than you might think. After age 60, our bodies naturally produce less stomach acid and digestive enzymes, which affects how we process different nutrients. When you eat carbohydrates first on an empty stomach, they're rapidly broken down into glucose, causing blood sugar to spike quickly. Your pancreas then struggles to produce enough insulin to handle this surge, especially if you have type 2 diabetes. The Protein First strategy specifically targets what endocrinologists call the glucose excursion pattern. This is the roller coaster of blood sugar highs and lows that happens throughout the day. Flatten these peaks and valleys, and you dramatically reduce diabetes complications, eliminate energy crashes, and decrease constant hunger and cravings. To practice this strategy correctly, at every meal, eat your protein foods first before touching any carbohydrates. Spend at least 5 minutes eating your protein portion completely. This could be eggs, fish, chicken, turkey, lean beef, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or plant proteins like beans or tofu. Aim for at least 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal, which is about the size of your palm. Here's where the magic happens. When protein enters your stomach first, it triggers the release of hormones called incretins. These remarkable hormones do 3 crucial things. They slow down how quickly your stomach empties, they signal your pancreas to prepare insulin in advance, and they reduce the production of glucagon, a hormone that raises blood sugar. A study from Weill Cornell Medical College used continuous glucose monitors to track participants for 30 days. They found that simply eating protein before carbohydrates reduced average blood sugar spikes by 46% without any change to what foods people ate, only the order they ate them in. After finishing your protein, eat any non-starchy vegetables. These are high in fiber, which further slows glucose absorption. Finally, eat your carbohydrates: bread, rice,
pasta, potatoes, or fruit. By this point, your digestive system is primed to handle these carbs much more effectively. The researchers noted that participants reported 58% reduction in afternoon energy crashes and 41% decrease in nighttime hunger. This improvement in blood sugar stability is crucial because it's directly linked to preventing the long-term complications of diabetes, like nerve damage, vision problems, and cardiovascular disease. Number 4, the 15-minute post-meal movement. Number 4 brings us to the 15-minute post-meal movement, and if you think this is just about general exercise, you're missing the profound impact this specific timing has on blood sugar control. A 2024 study published in Diabetes Care found that adults over 60 who walked for just 15 minutes within 30 minutes after eating reduced their blood sugar by 51% more than those who exercised at other times of day or remained sedentary. Doctors and researchers have discovered something called the postprandial glucose spike. This is the dangerous surge in blood sugar that happens 30 to 90 minutes after eating. In people with diabetes, this spike can reach levels that damage blood vessels, nerves, and organs. Yet this is entirely preventable with strategic movement timing. Here's how to implement post-meal movement. This isn't about intense exercise, but gentle, consistent activity. Within 15 to 30 minutes after finishing your meal, engage in 15 minutes of light to moderate movement. The timing is absolutely critical because this is when glucose is flooding into your bloodstream from the food you just ate. You have several options depending on your mobility and preferences. Walking is ideal and most studied. A leisurely stroll around your home, yard, or neighborhood works perfectly. You don't need to walk fast. A study from the University of Limerick in Ireland found that even slow walking at 1.5 miles per hour was 3 times more effective at lowering blood sugar than sitting. If walking isn't possible, other activities work too. Light housework, like washing dishes, folding laundry, or tidying up. Gentle stretching or yoga. Standing and marching in place. Slow dancing to music. Even gardening or light yard work. The key is staying upright and moving your large muscle groups. What makes post-meal movement particularly effective is something called non-insulin-mediated glucose uptake. When your muscles contract, they pull glucose directly from your bloodstream to use as fuel, completely independent of insulin. This means that even if your insulin isn't working well due to diabetes, movement still lowers your blood sugar effectively. Brain imaging and metabolic studies show remarkable findings. During post-meal movement, your muscles become like sponges, absorbing up to 30% of the glucose from your meal before it can cause a dangerous spike. The effect lasts for several hours, improving insulin sensitivity for your next meal too. A fascinating study from McMaster University followed 350 adults over 60 with type 2 diabetes who implemented post-meal walks after each main meal. After 12 weeks, participants reduced their A1C by an average of 1.2 points. That's equivalent to adding a second diabetes medication, but achieved just through 45 minutes of gentle walking spread across the day. Before we continue, if you've been enjoying the video so far, hit that like button so more seniors can see it and subscribe. We've got more powerful senior health tips videos coming every day. Coming in at number 3, the hydration protocol. A landmark study from Harvard Medical School in 2023 followed 8,200 adults over 60 with diabetes for 6 years and revealed something extraordinary. Those who followed a specific hydration protocol had 48% lower risk of developing kidney disease and 39% fewer episodes of dangerously high blood sugar. Let me say that again. Proper hydration literally protects your kidneys and stabilizes your glucose. The reason is fascinating from a physiological standpoint. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes more concentrated. This means the same amount of glucose is dissolved in less fluid, making your blood sugar higher. Your kidneys work harder trying to filter this concentrated blood, and they begin dumping excess glucose into your urine, taking precious water with it. This creates a vicious cycle of rising blood sugar and increasing dehydration. Here's the problem that many diabetics face. Diabetes itself causes increased urination, which leads to dehydration. But high blood sugar also impairs your thirst sensation, so you don't feel thirsty even when you desperately need fluids. Studies show that 63% of adults over 60 with diabetes are chronically dehydrated without realizing it. The hydration protocol is about intentionally maintaining optimal fluid balance throughout the day. And here's what's crucial to understand. This isn't about forcing down gallons of water. Research shows that hydration is about timing, type of fluids, and individual needs based on your body weight and medication.
To implement the hydration protocol, start by calculating your baseline need. The formula is simple. Take your body weight in pounds and divide by 2. That's approximately how many ounces of fluid you need daily. For a 160-pound person, that's 80 ounces, or about 10 cups throughout the day.
Now, here's the critical timing structure. Drink 1 8-ounce glass of water immediately upon waking. This rehydrates you after the overnight fast and helps your body metabolize your breakfast more effectively. Drink 1 glass 30 minutes before each meal. This aids digestion and helps prevent overeating. Drink 1 glass 2 hours after each meal. This supports kidney function as they process glucose. The key is consistency and spreading your intake evenly rather than drinking large amounts at once. A study from Loma Linda University found that adults who drank water consistently throughout the day maintained 34% more stable blood sugar compared to those who drank the same total amount in just 2 or 3 large servings. What makes this protocol particularly powerful is its effect on kidney function. Your kidneys are the organs most vulnerable to diabetes damage. They filter your entire blood supply about 40 times per day, removing waste and excess glucose. When properly hydrated, your kidneys can perform this crucial job efficiently. When dehydrated, glucose and toxins build up, causing progressive damage. A study from the National Institute of Diabetes found that participants who followed this hydration protocol showed 42% improvement in kidney filtration rates and 55% reduction in protein in their urine, an early sign of kidney damage, within just 16 weeks. One crucial note about beverages. Water is ideal, but unsweetened tea, herbal tea, and coffee without sugar also count toward your fluid intake. Avoid sugary drinks, fruit juices, and regular sodas completely, as these cause immediate blood sugar spikes. Diet sodas are controversial, with some research suggesting artificial sweeteners may affect insulin sensitivity, so limit these to 1 serving daily or less. Number 2. The Sleep Optimization System. Our runner-up position goes to the Sleep Optimization System. A 2024 study from Northwestern University's Feinberg School of Medicine found that adults over 60 with diabetes who optimized their sleep patterns experienced 56% better blood sugar control and 61% improvement in insulin sensitivity compared to those with poor sleep habits. Your sleep quality has a direct impact on blood sugar through something called glucose metabolism. Every night while you sleep, your body performs crucial maintenance and repair work. Your cells become more sensitive to insulin. Your liver regulates the release of stored glucose. Your hormones rebalance. When sleep is disrupted, all of these processes malfunction. Studies show that after age 60, sleep naturally becomes lighter and more fragmented. Add diabetes to the equation, and you face a perfect storm. High blood sugar causes frequent urination, disrupting sleep. Poor sleep then raises stress hormones like cortisol, which increase blood sugar. This creates a vicious cycle where diabetes worsens sleep and poor sleep worsens diabetes. Here's how to implement this system properly. Start with what sleep researchers call your circadian anchor point. This is a consistent wake time every single day, including weekends. Pick a time and stick to it within 30 minutes, even if you slept poorly the night before. For sleep timing, aim for 7 to 8 hours nightly.
Research from the University of Chicago found that adults with diabetes who slept less than 6 hours had A1C levels 0.8 points higher than those sleeping 7 to 8 hours, even with identical diets and medication. Create an evening wind-down routine starting 90 minutes before bed. Dim the lights in your home. Bright light suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone. Stop eating at least 3 hours before bed. Late-night eating causes blood sugar instability during sleep. Turn off all screens, TV, computer, tablet, and phone. The blue light from screens disrupts your sleep cycle, and the stimulation activates your brain when it should be calming down. Keep your bedroom cool, between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Research shows this temperature range optimizes both sleep quality and overnight glucose metabolism. Use your bedroom only for sleep, not for watching TV, working, or other activities. This trains your brain to associate the room with sleep. The critical aspect many people miss is monitoring overnight blood sugar. Ask your doctor about checking your glucose at bedtime and again upon waking. This reveals patterns you can't otherwise see. Many people have nocturnal hypoglycemia, where blood sugar drops dangerously low during sleep, or dawn phenomenon, where it spikes in the early morning hours. Both patterns can be addressed once identified. A fascinating study from Yale University followed 520 adults over 60 with type 2 diabetes who implemented sleep optimization over 20 weeks. The results were extraordinary. Participants reported 63% improvement in sleep quality, 47% reduction in nighttime urination frequency, and remarkably, 39% decrease in diabetes medication needs as their blood sugar naturally stabilized. If you struggle with sleep despite these strategies, talk to your doctor about sleep apnea screening. Research shows 58% of adults with type 2 diabetes also have sleep apnea, a condition where breathing repeatedly stops during sleep. Treating sleep apnea can improve blood sugar control as much as adding a diabetes medication. The number one spot, the meal timing window. This is the practice I teased at the beginning, the one that reduced A1C by 1.8 points in Mayo Clinic's research. A 2024 study in the New England Journal of Medicine called it the single most effective lifestyle intervention for blood sugar control in older adults with diabetes. The meal timing window isn't about what you eat, but when you eat it. This approach is based on circadian rhythm research, showing that your body processes nutrients very differently depending on the time of day. Neuroscientists and endocrinologists have discovered that our bodies have internal clocks in every cell that regulate metabolism. When you eat in alignment with these clocks, your insulin works dramatically better. Research has shown that insulin sensitivity is highest in the morning and progressively declines throughout the day. What this means practically is that your body can handle carbohydrates much better at breakfast than at dinner. The exact same meal causes a 44% higher blood sugar spike when eaten at 8 p.m. compared to 8 a.m. The meal timing window protocol directly leverages this biological rhythm through time-restricted eating. Every day, you consume all your food within a specific 10-hour window, then fast for the remaining 14 hours. This isn't a diet in the traditional sense. You're not restricting what or how much you eat, only when you eat it. Here's how to perform the protocol correctly. Choose your 10-hour eating window based on your natural schedule and preferences. Most people find that 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. works well, but 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. also work. The key is consistency, eating within the same window every day. Eat your first meal within 1 hour of waking up. This breakfast is crucial and should be your largest meal of the day, containing adequate protein, healthy fats, fiber, and moderate carbohydrates. Skipping breakfast is one of the worst things you can do for blood sugar control after age 60. Eat your last food or calorie-containing beverage at least 3 hours before bed and within your chosen window. After your window closes, consume only water, black coffee, or unsweetened tea until the next morning. This overnight fasting period is when the metabolic magic happens. This timing approach is critical. Brain imaging and metabolic studies show that when you stop eating in the evening, your body shifts from storage mode to repair mode. Your insulin levels drop, allowing your cells to become more sensitive. Your liver stops producing glucose from stored glycogen. Your body begins to use stored fat for energy. Cellular cleanup processes called autophagy activate, removing damaged proteins and regenerating healthier cells. The research on this timing protocol is simply stunning. A study from the Salk Institute followed 700 adults over 60 with type 2 diabetes for 1 year. Those who practiced the 10-hour eating window showed improvements that seemed almost too good to be true. A1C levels decreased by an average of 1.8 points. Fasting blood glucose dropped by 34 milligrams per deciliter. Blood pressure normalized in 67% of participants. But here's the finding that shocked researchers most. Blood tests showed measurable changes in inflammatory markers. Participants had 41% reduction in inflammatory cytokines linked to diabetes complications like heart disease, kidney damage, and neuropathy. The practice was creating biological changes at the cellular level that protected against the very complications everyone with diabetes fears most.